What's up, YouTube? I hope y'all are enjoying the series. Let's get straight into more disturbing videos.
In Bryan, Texas, went to sleep inside the home he shared with his partner and their young son, believing it was just another difficult night in their relationship, without knowing that within hours, everything around him would fall apart. But shortly after midnight, around 12:40 a.m., the atmosphere inside the home changed completely.
I swear to God, shot her 15 times. She's in court. Get my son. I'm going to jail. Get my son. Call Dario. Get my son. I swear to God. I swear to God. I told you. I swear to God.
Why would you?
I can't.
I gotta call mom. I'll be right there. I gotta go.
Is anybody else in the house?
Yes, my son. My brother's shooting him. I only relinquished custody to my brother.
Is that who's on the phone? Is that who's on the phone right now?
Why would you do this, Brandon?
The couple had been arguing, and according to investigators, the argument centered around the relationship itself and her decision to move on. As emotions escalated, the man became convinced that she had been unfaithful, despite there being no evidence to support those suspicions. What started as a domestic argument slowly turned into something much more dangerous when he picked up a rifle during the confrontation.
You know you're gonna kill mom.
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't tell me he killed her.
What is Brandon?
I'm sorry. I love you.
He must have, actually.
I'm John, I put
He
the
must
phone
have.
on the
That you're on speed.
phone. I'm coming for
Let's get him
100%
off the road.
I only relinquished custody to Nathan Aaron Clabo.
Roll over on your butt.
I only relinquished.
Sit up.
I only relinquished custody.
Stand up for me. We're gonna walk over here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Please don't take him in. I'll be right there.
In the hallway.
He's in the hallway. My son just sleeps in the bed.
Hey, Officer Lee, where are you going?
I don't know.
Have him in, put him in the car
His cousin's asleep in the bed? If he shot her, how would he be asleep?
right there.
I don't have.
Investigators later stated that 15 shots were fired. The woman was struck multiple times and died from her injuries inside the home, while their young son remained nearby, physically unharmed but still present during the incident. In the moments after the shooting, the man himself called 911 and told the dispatcher that he had killed the mother of his child.
Who is this? Who is this?
Bro, 15 times? Like,
Ma'am,
Hello?
where's my daughter?
that's so overkill.
My daughter.
She's inside. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Where's
What is your daughter's
where's my baby?
What's your daughter's name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Okay. Come here. Come here.
No.
Oh,
Where's my daughter?
bro.
She's inside.
This
We
is
can't
gonna
let
be
you go in there
hard.
right now.
Wait a
You don't-
second. That boy did not hurt my daughter.
You do not want
This is
to
gonna be hard to
Oh,
watch.
Did he shoot my daughter?
Oh,
Tell me, did he shoot my daughter?
We are
oh
working
my
on an
God,
investigation.
bro.
Because my daughter been shot. You can say yes or no. That's all I want to know.
We're working through an investigation right now. Okay.
Oh, I'm a hurt
My
him.
daughter been shot.
Is he in there?
He is not in there.
Where is he? Where is
He
he?
is currently in our custody right
I'm
now.
gonna hurt Brandon.
What?
Will you switch places with Officer Lee?
Brandon. Oh, Lord. Where is
Y'all got
he?
paper around this house, my daughter. If my daughter dead.
What car is he in?
Do not go over there.
No. Where's my daughter?
She's inside. We can't let you go in there right now.
This
Wait a
is
second.
this is
That boy
terrible,
did not hurt
dude.
my daughter.
You do not want to go in there
Oh.
right
Did he shoot my daughter?
now. Sir,
Tell me, did he shoot my daughter?
we are working through an investigation right now.
Because my daughter been shot. You can say yes or no. That's all I want.
Bro, my heart goes out to her family so much, dude. That's so messed up, man. Instead of just moving on with your life, you know, and being a mature adult, you're gonna just blow her away with 15 shots for most likely an AR-15. Like, dude.
to know. If my daughter dead.
What car is he
Do not go over there.
What? Y'all got paper around this house, my daughter. If my daughter dead.
I know.
Man, tell me yes or no, please. I can sympathize.
Okay, listen to me. Yes.
My daughter's dead.
We're working through this right now.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Bro, this is hard to watch.
Jesus. Jesus.
gonna make me cry, like, straight up.
Gotta let us do our job. Where is he at? Where is he?
Know that you know me.
I don't give a. Where is he?
Oh my god, bro.
He's in our custody.
I don't give a. Where is he?
Oh my
That's
god.
my daughter. Where is he at?
Bro.
Where is he? Sir, there's no way I can be calm like this.
I know.
Where is he?
There's nothing I can say right now.
The suspect was taken into custody at the scene without resistance and was later charged with murder, with bond initially set at $250,000. Nearly a year later, on February 3, 2026, he appeared before Judge Kyle Hawthorne in Brazos County's 85th District Court and pleaded guilty to the murder charge. Prosecutors described the domestic dispute, the jealousy that fueled the argument, and the devastating outcome that followed, while the defense pointed to his acceptance of responsibility and expressions of remorse. The judge sentenced him to 50 years in prison, the maximum sentence available in the case. He is currently serving that sentence within the Texas Department of Criminal Justice System. No public civil settlement or additional lawsuits related to the case have been reported. Their son, now older, is reportedly being raised by his
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, that was probably the hardest thing to watch. Every video I've watched. Well, that just scared me. Some waters in my kitchen just fell down.
maternal grandparents, who say he is doing well despite the trauma surrounding the loss of his mother and the circumstances of that night. Investigators stated that the dispute reportedly involved text messages from someone the man believed was a former co-worker, even though there was no evidence of infidelity. Arguments happen in relationships, but when anger turns into control and suspicion replaces trust, situations can become dangerous very quickly, even with a child inside the home, and even after years spent building a life together. One moment of violence was enough to destroy an entire family.
Nah, dude.
On May 6th,
that genuinely was the hardest video for me to watch out of every single video I've ever made on YouTube.
2023, 23-year-old Alvino Lamar Porter Sinones of Ruskin, Florida, went out one night that would become one of the most horrific days imaginable, not just for him, but for an innocent man whose life was cut short.
Oh, shit, we just watched somebody. Slow down. We gotta help somebody. Call the cops. Call the cops. Hey, bro.
God damn, bro. Was that an oil tanker?
US 41 in Tampa, Hillsborough County is a major roadway long used by commuters, truck drivers, and everyday people heading to work or home. However, this young man had been out for drinks that evening. At some point, he got behind the wheel of his Kia Stinger while heavily impaired by alcohol. These kinds of decisions, made after drinking, often lead to unpredictable and dangerous situations on the road.
It would be a guy in a Kia Stinger.
Especially when speed and distraction enter the picture. Because of the impairment, his judgment and reaction time were severely compromised that night. But when this man was driving at speeds clocked over 124 miles per hour and failed to negotiate a curve on US 41 north of Bloomingdale Avenue, this happened.
Call the cops. Dead. Oh my God.
They're dipping, dog.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, what's his plate?
Go.
Get his plate.
Yo, pull forward. It ain't gonna blow up again. Just died.
That's a truck, dog. The car made the semi. No, stop right here. Pull off into the grass.
Call the cops. Somebody call the cops.
I am on the call.
Don't get too close to it.
Oh my God, I can feel it. Stop. I can feel the heat from here. I can feel the heat from here.
I need an emergency. A semi truck has crashed into
A car and there's on fire.
The normal drive quickly turned to horror as his vehicle violently slammed into the rear of a fuel tanker truck driven by 49-year-old Randall Jerome Irvin.
Oh,
the entire
dude.
truck was thrown into a utility pole and immediately engulfed in flames.
Oh my
Luckily,
God,
Alvino
bro.
Sinones survived the crash, but the driver of the fuel tanker truck, Randall Jerome Irvin, was not so fortunate. The
Of
force of
course.
the impact and the raging fire took his life at the scene. As of the investigation, it was discovered that Sinones had actually been involved in a hit-and-run crash just minutes earlier that same night. Witnesses from that
What a great guy, dude. And of course the guy in the freaking oil tanker would just immediately die. Burn to death. Probably like the worst death ever. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man.
outburst scene followed him and alerted law enforcement when they arrived at the fatal crash site, telling officers he had been driving recklessly and speeding. Many people questioned how someone could make such reckless choices and continue driving after already causing one crash. It was a devastating and fiery scene that left a family without their loved one. While it's still
Bro, please tell me that this guy got life. Like at least 50 years.
unclear exactly what was going through his mind in those final moments. It was reported that, due to the severe alcohol impairment, with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.218, the excessive speed, failure to negotiate the curve, and distraction from using FaceTime on his phone, along with incoming text messages that had pleaded with him to be careful and not get in trouble for drinking and driving, he lost control of the vehicle. And the fact that he fled the scene of the earlier hit-and-run crash without stopping or reporting it was also cited as a major factor showing a complete disregard for safety and responsibility. Honestly, no one should ever get behind the wheel after drinking. It doesn't matter if you feel fine or if you think, just this once. Driving impaired puts not only yourself but innocent people like Randall Jerome Irvin, who was simply doing his job driving that tanker truck at deadly risk. These kinds of tragedies continue to happen on our roads, and the consequences can never be undone. In the end, the case was resolved through a plea agreement. Alvino Lamar Porter Sinones was sentenced to nearly 21 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 10 years of probation and
That's it, dude? He literally... Like, he caused an accident while he's drunk, and he didn't have, like, the brains to be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't drive again. And then he just goes, hits this dude's oil tanker, and then kills him. And 21 years, dude. Nah, you should be locked up for life, in my opinion. That's...
community service.
That's in
also
Florida,
received
too.
Additional penalties for the DUI property damage from the earlier hit and run, along with strict court-ordered conditions including alcohol and drug evaluation and treatment, DUI school, driver's license suspension, an ignition interlock device, and ongoing monitoring. In early May of 2026, a group of hikers traveled to Mount Dukono in Indonesia's remote North Maluku province, hoping to experience what many people describe as one of the country's most active and...
What do you guys think? You think that guy should get life? You think the sentence was light enough? Or too light, or, you know, I don't know. Was it reasonable? I think it's not reasonable. I think that guy deserves life. I mean, he had zero care in the world for anybody else's lives on the road that day. 124 miles an hour, dude. Yeah.
Fascinating volcanoes. Mount Dukono sits on Halmahera Island and has been erupting almost continuously since 1933, regularly sending ash high into the sky and attracting hikers who want to see the volcano up close despite the dangers surrounding it. In the weeks before this trip, however, volcanic activity had noticeably increased, leading authorities to raise the alert level and establish a strict 4-kilometer exclusion zone around the crater on April 17th, warning people not to enter the area under any circumstances. Despite those warnings, a group of 20 hikers, including 9 from Singapore and 11 Indonesians, continued with their planned trek on May 7th, eventually making their way toward the crater rim during the early...
You can't fix stupid, ladies and gentlemen.
...hours of May 8th. At first, the climb appeared calm, with the group moving across the rocky slopes, while ash drifted lightly through the air. But at around 7:41 that morning, the volcano suddenly erupted.
Holy dude, looks like a nuke went off. Oh, they're in big trouble now. That's super cool. Look at that.
A massive column of ash shot nearly 10 kilometers into the sky as hot rocks, volcanic debris, and ash began falling around the summit area. What had started as an adventure quickly turned into panic as hikers tried to move away from the crater while the ground shook beneath them. Most of the group managed to escape and were evacuated later that day. But 3 hikers who had been closest to the crater rim could not be located.
Oh, the rock are coming! Oh, it's killed them.
That's crazy.
Early reports from local authorities stated that 2 foreign hikers and 1 Indonesian were feared dead, while several others were initially reported missing during the confusion. Search and rescue teams immediately began combing the mountain using thermal drones and more than 150 personnel to search the dangerous terrain near the crater. But the operation was slowed repeatedly by smaller eruptions, unstable ground, heavy rain, and thick volcanic ash that made visibility extremely difficult.
Oh my God, they died. Oh, they died.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that accent. Oh my God, they died. Oh, dude.
For nearly 2 days, the fate of
That's
the
sad,
missing
though.
hikers remained uncertain. Then, on May 9th, rescuers recovered the body of 1 Indonesian hiker. The
I just don't know how you can't take like the warnings that the volcano is active like seriously. Like they had warnings. I don't know. That wouldn't be something I'd want to do.
following day, after another difficult search effort near the crater rim, the remaining 2 victims were found beneath volcanic debris. They were later identified as Singaporean nationals, Heng Wen Chang Timothy, 30, and Shahin Mohrez bin Abdul Hamid, 27. Reports
so
stated
young.
that the 2 men were found holding on to each other near the summit area. The
Oh, that's
Indonesian
terrible.
victim was later identified as Angel. 17 other hikers survived the eruption and were safely brought down the mountain, including 7 Singaporeans who later returned home. After the incident, questions quickly emerged about how the group had been allowed into an area that had already been declared off limits weeks earlier. Authorities later ordered all entry points to Mount Dukono closed, while investigations began into the lack of enforcement around the exclusion zone and the decisions that
Oh my God, so maybe it wasn't even their fault. Like they didn't close it off. They didn't realize they weren't allowed to go there. That's sad.
allowed the trek to continue despite the volcano's increased activity. The immediate search operation has now ended, but the volcano itself continues erupting at a lower level, with authorities still monitoring activity closely and keeping the exclusion zone in place. On December 20th...
Okay, so the volcano keeps erupting. Wouldn't that feel like a deterrent for people, like, to not go? Personally, I'm not going anywhere near that volcano. I don't know about you guys.
2024, a 17-year-old girl named Jahara Malik went to meet her ex-boyfriend at an apartment complex in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood, and what began as a conversation between two teenagers ended in a tragedy that would leave both families changed forever. The meeting took place inside a third-floor parking garage near Northwest 6th Court and 61st Street, part of the apartment building where 17-year-old Yakim Kamo Loler lived. Kamo and Jahara had been in an on-and-off relationship for some time, and according to people close to them, the relationship had become difficult in the weeks leading up to that night. Just days earlier, Kamo had reportedly tried to end things for good, and Jahara had even contacted his mother about the situation. Still, on that December evening, the two met again inside the garage. Surveillance cameras later showed them walking around near the stairwell and talking, at first appearing like two teenagers trying to work through emotions after a breakup. But as the conversation continued, the situation slowly became more tense. Kamo was stabbed in the chest. The blade went through clothing and muscle, clipped a rib, and pierced his heart. He collapsed onto the concrete floor of the garage as blood quickly spread beneath him. Jahara immediately called 911 and tried to help him while waiting for officers and paramedics to arrive.
We have a knife. We both have a knife. Like when he come to my house, we just do it every time. We get in an argument.
So what? So y'all okay?
Oh, we both have knives, you know, we always play with knives, you know, I didn't mean to stab him in the heart, like, dude.
So you guys get an argument from the
You on? I'm on. I'm on. Yeah. I mean, I already talked to her. Sorry.
And then I had the knife, but I was.
Were you guys arguing before that?
No, we was just over here fighting, and then.
So fight you
So
are?
you guys are arguing?
Yes, and then we wasn't arguing. We was just like play fighting and stuff. And that's when he was making me mad, and that's when I had the knife right here, and then he ended up running to it. But I'm not thinking because he already knew I had it. He was trying to get it from me, but he ended up running to it.
Okay. Do you have an idea?
No, I don't have
you're
no
right.
idea.
Idiots,
You know your
dude.
social? Listen,
My
listen.
last four.
You know your last four? Okay. What? I'm not saying. Look, we're trying to figure what's going on.
No, like what's gonna happen? I just need
I don't
him to
know.
wake up.
I don't know. And they're working on it. Okay. Just relax. They're working on it.
Okay, if he alive, then what?
Huh?
Where we go from there?
We gotta take him to the hospital.
Okay, and then what?
And then we'll just go from there. When he wakes up, we talk to him.
If he's a...
He's like,
We gotta wait. You're 17 also? Okay, what's your date of birth?
Go, like, I didn't even tell my mama. My mama don't even know nothing.
But despite those efforts, Yakim Kamo Lolar was pronounced dead there in the parking garage. Friends, teachers, and family later described Kamo as a straight A student, a talented football player at Miami Northwestern Senior High School, and someone who had plans to work in finance after graduation. His death shocked many people who knew him, especially because of how quickly the situation had escalated. As the case moved through the Miami-Dade court system, Jahara Malik, who later turned 18, was charged as an adult with manslaughter and carrying a concealed weapon. In March 2026, she pleaded guilty to manslaughter without a plea agreement, leaving the final decision entirely in the hands of the judge. The sentencing hearing on May 5, 2026 was emotional for everyone involved. Kamo's family filled the courtroom and spoke directly about the loss they had suffered. Some people in attendance became so overwhelmed that they had to leave the courtroom.
That's how I had to identify my son, by a picture.
Like, if they were actually like playing around and she just accidentally stabbed him, that's so tragic. Like, honestly, I don't know how, first of all, you're like roughhousing or playing around with knives. That's not intelligent at all, obviously. But man, if that's like a genuine accident, man, that's tough.
And he died with his eyes closed and his mouth open, like he was shocked. He was in disbelief. Imagine going through that.
Jahara also addressed the court herself, saying she thought about the incident every day and describing herself as living in modern prison since the night it happened. She apologized to Kamo's family and said she hoped they might one day forgive her.
I was wrong for what I did, and every day I sit and think about the damage I caused. The family wants me in prison, but I'm in my own prison for the rest of my life.
However, prosecutors asked for 20 years in prison, followed by probation, while Kamo's family wanted the maximum sentence possible. Her defense team argued that she was young, had no prior criminal record, immediately showed remorse, and had been receiving counseling since the incident. In the end, Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Christine Hernandez sentenced Jahara Malik to 17 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 5 years of probation. She was also ordered to complete a mental health evaluation, and during probation, write a letter every December 20th acknowledging what happened and the impact it had on everyone involved. Under Florida law, because a weapon was used, she will be required to serve at least 85% of her sentence. What makes the case difficult for many people is that it began as two teenagers meeting to talk, something that happens every day. But once a weapon became part of that moment, everything changed within seconds, and there was no way to take it back. In early May of 2026, late at night...
Yeah, that one was sad. I mean, I kind of find it hard to believe that she accidentally stabbed him, but I don't know. Either way, it's tragic.
In Columbus, Ohio, a woman saw another woman who appeared injured and in distress near the intersection of East North Broadway and North High Street in the Clintonville neighborhood. Wanting to help, she offered her a ride to Riverside Hospital, believing it would be the safest place to find police officers or medical assistance nearby. The injured woman was later identified as 30-year-old Shauki Fan from Upper Arlington. She reportedly had an abrasion near her eye and appeared shaken as she asked for help. Like many people would in that situation, the Good Samaritan decided not to ignore her. She allowed Fan into her white 2018 Mercedes-Benz and began the short drive toward Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital, less than a mile away. At first, the ride seemed normal. There was even a sense of relief that the woman was finally getting help. But when they reached the hospital parking area, the situation suddenly changed. According to investigators, Shauki Fan reached into her pocket, pulled out a large rock, and threatened to strike and kill the driver. In a matter of seconds, the Good Samaritan was forced out of her own vehicle, and Fan drove away in the stolen Mercedes. After leaving the hospital, Fan entered State Route 315 the wrong way, driving southbound in the northbound lanes late at night. Traffic camera footage later showed the stolen Mercedes traveling several miles against oncoming traffic, narrowly missing multiple vehicles as drivers swerved out of the way in the dark. Even with several chances to stop, the car kept going. Then, Near the King Avenue exit, the wrong-way Mercedes slammed head-on into another black 2018 Mercedes-Benz. Inside that vehicle were Sugi Choi, an environmental attorney with the Columbus City Attorney's Office, and 32-year-old Caitlin Marie Spar, a senior assistant prosecutor who also worked for the city. The impact was severe. Caitlin Spar was rushed to Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in critical condition, but despite emergency treatment, she was pronounced dead later that night. Sugi Choi and Xiaoqi Fan were also critically injured and taken to the hospital. Reports later stated that Choi suffered multiple broken bones, while Fan remained hospitalized facing serious criminal charges. As of mid-May 2026, both are expected to survive, although full details about their long-term recovery have not been publicly released. The incident shocked many people in Columbus because of how quickly everything escalated. A woman trying to help someone in need ended up being threatened, carjacked, and indirectly connected to a fatal highway crash only minutes later. Investigators later stated that the entire chain of events began after Fan allegedly committed aggravated robbery, using the rock as a weapon, before driving recklessly onto the highway in the wrong direction. With cars approaching at highway speed in the dark, the distance between impact and avoidance closed almost instantly. The legal case against Xiaoqi Fan is still ongoing. She has been charged with aggravated automotive homicide, aggravated automotive assault, and aggravated robbery, and no verdict has been reached as of May 2026. No public civil settlements have been reported either. For many people following the case, the most difficult part is how ordinary the beginning of the story was. Someone saw another person who looked hurt and chose to help them, something people do every day without expecting danger. But within minutes, that decision led to a chain of events that took a life and changed several others forever. If you stayed till here, thank you so much. If you have any suggestions or a case you want me to cover next, just drop.
All right, y'all. That was a tough one to watch. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the video link in the description. And sorry about this blinding, ridiculous light, y'all. It's crazy because like it doesn't look that bright, like at all. Like I even have curtains there. But on my camera, it's like ridiculous. By the time I started recording, it was already too late. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys, all my viewers, everything. I'm going to keep pumping out more videos every day. I got plenty more videos coming for infinity and beyond. So like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Be good to one another. Peace.